When something old is now something new, but cheaper, well, that is worth talking about. Today, we're going to go over something I found at Costco and at a price, honestly, in 2025, I was pretty shocked at the price. We're going to talk about that. We're going to unbox these and see if they are hopefully good out of the box. There's a lot to discuss. Let's get started. So why are we reviewing a tool that has been around for more than 25 years? It's really nice, especially in 2025, to know that people are going to have access to a relatively inexpensive yet higher quality tool made by Leatherman with a 25 to 40 year warranty, depending on whether you're in the insider program. And you can buy it, walk into a store and get it. These are $50 right now. And that's not on sale, that's just the base price. In fact, as these kind of go out of stock, they will drop in price slightly, but I'm not even sure they're gonna make it to a discounted time frame, which is kind of the normal thing Costco does. There was not only a plain stainless version, which is the only one I expected, there was also two Cerakote colorations, and I was only going to get one. But if I have to be honest, the packaging and the way they looked were so good, I couldn't pick between them, so I decided to get them both. And we'll talk more about it when I unbox them. So the Sidekick, normally $70 with no sheath anymore. Now we have it for $50, $20 less, and it includes what you normally have to buy separately, a $20 sheath. Okay, that's a $40 discount, basically, is what we're talking about. So it's a big enough deal to talk about it. Let me unbox these, and then we will talk a little bit more about what's going on. Now, I want to go ahead and just do a couple of things right up front, because the problem with the spring-loaded pliers is sometimes there is a manufacturing defect that occurs with these pliers. So let me go ahead and start with that, and then we'll go from there, because I do want to see something. So if you take a look at these spring-loaded pliers, what can happen sometimes is that they don't come together completely. Now, if I squeeze, now they go like that, but then if I squeeze them, they do close. They do actually close. So this one is, I would consider, passable, but sometimes that gap can be so wide, even when you squeeze the handles, they do not actually fully close, and then they're not useful, and that's actually a manufacturing defect. So this one I would consider to be okay. Let me try this one here. I'm not a huge fan of these packages. I know that you can like go to the back and cut the what do you call it? Cut the paper backing, but I don't want to do that on the leather back. So let me take a look at this real quick. Once again, same thing. Okay, you can see this one's actually better right off the bat. It actually is touching, which is what I hope for. So this one is actually better than this, slightly. But neither one, thankfully, neither one I would consider needing to be returned. Like if I had a situation with this, I could just squeeze it and it completes the cut and it should be fine. So that's not as big a problem. So that's a relief. The last time I bought these kinds of things at Costco, it was the Leatherman bolster, which has the same plier head. Out of 20 units, I bought 20 of them, 9 had to be returned because of plier problems, like manufacturing defects. So this is good, but make sure when you get yours, if you get one, to check that plier right off the bat. If it's something you can easily return, of course, return it, exchange it, get a new one, but always continually check that whenever you have the spring-loaded pliers, because that is something that has come up in the past at a pretty high frequency rate. Okay, so last thing, let me just quickly unbox these, and then we'll talk about it after I get out these sheaths. So for the rest of the video, I'm only going to talk about one of the two Sidekicks as a reference, because we could pretty much end the video here. This is a great deal. It's a phenomenal deal. And it's kind of an outlier in a market where since August 1st, they basically removed most of the accessories and the pocket clips from almost everything in their lineup. There's a couple exceptions, but this is a breath of fresh air for once. It's basically $40 less than what it would be if you tried to buy them on Leatherman.com. And I have in front of us not only the Sidekick, but the other three, we'll call them B-tier Leatherman tools, right? These are the entry-level, inexpensive tools that they want to give people access to Leatherman's 25-year warranty and kind of an introduction. And I think of the four, this is by far my favorite model of the four. It is essentially the same thing as the bolster, but with a saw. The straight up upgrade, okay? And weirdly enough, the bolster is 50 and this is 50 right now with a sheath. It's just wild. This is wild, okay? The Rev without the one-handed blade, which is kind of annoying, and this does have a good pair of pliers, but they're not spring-loaded. It's not really part of the consideration right now. The other thing that you might end up trying to compare this to is, of course, the Wingman, and I'm sorry to bash the Wingman, guys, and I know there's going to be some people out there that are upset, but I'm going to give you a little bit of a taste of truth. The Wingman scissors are bad, guys. They have been bad. They've always been bad. They've never been good, and I'm going to show you really quick why that is the case. It's really based on, it's two issues. First is the actual cutting geometry. The angle of approach is so much further up than it should be. It should be more parallel, I should say, to the line from the pivot. And what this causes, why this matters, is what it does is it forces the material that you're cutting out of the blade, whether you're putting lateral pressure on it, meaning you're forcing the blades together, okay, or not, it has a really big issue making the cut, okay? And I'm not just, you know, I mean, it's quite a bit worse than something like the Mini Flex Companion. This is just an example, but if we were doing Victorinox right now, it'd be even cleaner. This is not a good scissor, okay? In order to even remotely consider cutting it, I'd have to stretch the material, and even then, I have to saw it, okay? But you know what you can do instead? If you're gonna put tension on something, you could do it with a knife. If you have to put tension on a material to cut it with a scissor, the scissor is garbage. It's bad. And then to further put insult to injury, I guess, is the package opener. Everyone talks about and raves about how good the package opener is on the Wingman. And this is the weirdest thing I've ever heard, because we have had a package opener on pretty much every single freaking Leatherman that has ever occurred. It's the can opener. It's the Leatherman style can opener. They look pretty damn similar, wouldn't you say? The only difference is the degree with which this has been sharpened. All you have to do is take the last 1/8 of an inch and sharpen it a little bit more, and cuckoo-ca-choo, you have a package opener. And if I'm being real with you, I don't even need to sharpen it. It still works really well for this task. And in exchange, I get an actual useful tool, which is a serrated blade instead. Now, the rest of the tools in this are basically the same, but I really like this serrated blade. It has been used quite a bit more than you might expect, and it's partially because of the way it tapers. It can not only be used as it was intended, it can be used in other ways, such as reaming out a hole. You can use it in that manner. It has a lot of nice uses to it, and I much prefer it to the package opener present in the Wingman. So to cap things off, no, I don't prefer the Wingman. I don't recommend the Wingman. If you want a good scissor, get a good scissor. The Wingman is not it. So, finishing off, this is really exciting that it is available. The only negative thing I can say is I don't think this is going to be a permanent solution. This is like what they've done in the past with the bolster and the Rev. They have it for a period of time. They then put it on discount to get it cleared out, and then it's gone. I just wish they would just keep this in stock. Like, can we just please keep this in stock, Costco? Like, all year long, I would love to be able to recommend something like this, you know? It's just, with Leatherman kind of deciding, okay, all these tools are not gonna have sheaths, these aren't gonna have clips, but oh, this tool has both a sheath and a clip. You know, it'd be nice to have something available. And for the record, if you do want to understand why Leatherman is making one choice or another, some have sheaths, some don't, here's what you're going to need to do. You're going to need to gather 3 friends. Please take them to your living room, take off your shoes, get out the Ouija board, and that's about as close as you're going to get to understanding the logic, all right? Because it's voodoo, all right? I don't know. I don't get it, but I will say for sure that this is a good deal, and if you have a chance to pick one up, I would certainly recommend it. As always, thank you for your time, and we'll talk again soon.